We are having problems here.
I turned it, okay.
Okay, you turned it.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's the thing.
It's a pain in the ass, guys. All the changing the impeller is easy, but this part sucks because you got to get everything perfectly lined up. Oh, that's it. That's it. We got it.
Okay, tell me all about it.
All right, guys. So this has been a pain in the ass. This is I believe it's a 2021 Yamaha VMAX. I believe it's a 2021. I know it's a Yamaha VMAX, 115 horsepower. So I've only had the motor. We bought the motor brand new. This will be the 3rd year it's been on the water, and I thought, well, I need to change the impeller. And I went ahead and changed the plugs. I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and do the whole kit and caboodle. I always change the oil. Always use OEM parts. So we pulled this. So let me show you guys. There's 6 bolts in the Yamaha 115 horsepower. You got 3 on each side. Now, unfortunately, I didn't do a video. I was by myself when I was changing the impeller. I didn't have nobody to hold the camera or anything for me. So you take these 3 bolts out on this side, these 3 bolts out on this side, and then there's 2 bolts. You're going to have a rubber cap here. You pop this rubber cap out right here, and there's a bolt down in here. And you'll pull that bolt out, and then once you do that, this magnesium piece is here like this. So you pull it off, and there's 1 more bolt holding the lower unit on. I suggest taking this bolt out first. So you'll take this one off first. You'll pull your rubber plug. You'll take this one out, and then when this comes off, there will be a bolt up in here. Take this one off first, and then take your other 6 bolts. Leave your center one on either side. It doesn't matter. Leave it kind of in, or you can loosen it a little, and pull all the rest of them out. Now your lower unit may come out easily, or you may have to wiggle it and work it out. So the issue, once you change your impeller, I put a new gasket in, I put a new plate in, I put the new impeller in, the whole 9 yards. So I'm sorry I don't have a video on that, but I do want to help you on the shift linkage. So we put this on like 3 different times. It's very hard to get your drive shaft lined up. You may get lucky. The very first time I put it on, it was perfect. I had somebody turn the flywheel just a little bit. She slid right on, I put it on. We tried to test run it today. It didn't pump water. So I was like, well, so there's a tube in here that fits in the top of your impeller housing, and then it goes up into, it'll go up in here, and it allows it to pump water through that tube and go up into the motor and come out your P-hole. So what happened was, I don't think the tube was in there. It's very hard when you got one person down here, you're trying to hold it, because you got to line your gear shifter linkage and your water hole, that metal pipe that runs down into the top. You got to get all that lined up and make sure it's in there. Otherwise, it's just going to pour water out these holes down here, and you're not going to have any coming out of your P-hole. Well, we did this a few times. Getting it on, getting it off, getting it. Do not force it. Do not get it this far and try to put your bolts in it. If you have a small gap in it like this, it's fine. You can start your bolts. Don't force anything for this to go up in there. All you need to do is line your drive shaft up to get it up in there. Number 1, when you put this on, if you know you've got everything lined up, make sure this is in neutral. Make sure your gear shift's in neutral and this is in neutral. The gear shift linkage rod that sticks up in this lower unit, if it don't take much to turn it. Somehow it accidentally got turned. All the other times this was in neutral. Somehow it accidentally got turned. We put it on finally, started pumping water. I was like, hey, we're good, but my prop was spinning, and it was spinning in the forward position. It is just a very quarter of a turn, just a small turn, and it's pretty easy to turn with a pair of pliers, so I'm not exactly sure how it got turned. I think when we were trying to get it up in there one time and we didn't have everything exactly lined up, somehow it turned it. But if you do, you're going to be stuck in gear, and you will not be able to shift it in forward or reverse up there. So make sure when you're putting your lower unit on after you've changed your impeller that little shift rod, and I'm not pulling this back down again to show you, but there's a little shift rod back here that goes up through this pipe or through this right here. It's about that. It's a nipple that sticks up about that much, and it looks just like the top of your drive shaft. It's going to go up in here. And that's what it connects to. And of course, this is stiff. Now, this will move around once it's not lined up. But if it is not in neutral when you put it up in there, and your gear shift rod is in neutral, you're going to be stuck in gear, whatever gear it's in, whether it's reverse or forward. So it's just a small click for forward and reverse, and then right there in the center is neutral. So you'll just have to figure, and you don't have to have that. You can pull this all the way out and turn that, but once this free spins, you know it's in neutral. Make sure your gear shift rod is in neutral, or your gear shifter is in neutral, and you can put it back up in there. Because if not, you're going to have to pull the lower unit back down again, try to line it all back up, just like we did. That's why I'm sweaty. Been working on this a while. As far as the taking this down, changing the impeller, that's all fairly easy. It's the getting it lined back up and getting it put back up there. It is a pain in the butt. Make sure you have 2 or 3 people with you. If you don't, either hire it out. If you pay the $300 or $400, because I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, it'll be worth the $300 or $400. Next time it needs to be changed, I'll probably just have, I'm hoping, I had a mobile mechanic come by and winterize it for me. I usually don't winterize it. I usually do it on my own. But I'm hoping maybe he does impellers too, because, but if that's the case, you know, then get somebody to do it for you. Otherwise, as far as pulling this and all that, it's pretty simple. It's the getting it back up in there that sucks. So we just wanted to show you that if you are stuck in gear after putting your lower unit on, you're going to have to pull it back down, and you're going to have to turn that gear shift rod that sticks up. It's got it's a spline, and you'll turn it. And as soon as you can free spin this, you know you got it in neutral. Then you can line everything back up, put it back in there. Just make sure you don't accidentally kick it back in gear when you're doing it. Once you get it, if you have that kind of gap, like I said, it's fine. Go ahead and get your bolts started, and you should be good to go. So that's how to fix if it's stuck in gear after you change the stuff you need to.
Okay.
Here we go. There it goes.
Whoa!
All right. All right, guys, so when you crank it up, you might have to wait a minute for it to start spitting water. Don't assume it ain't working. Let it run for a minute. Make sure your hole right here is not clogged up. I had to clean mine out with a wire. Put your finger over to let it build pressure. And that's all she's going to do with pressure she's got from the hose. Once she's in the water, she's a bit more. Now we're going to check, make sure. Well, I'm going to put it in forward, make sure it spins this way. And then I'll put it in reverse, make sure it goes the other way.